Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. So, about a month ago, I took to my Instagram and to my YouTube channel and uploaded a video on there talking about the Wiggles Hot Potato documentary coming out to Amazon Prime. And I was so thrilled when I heard about this. I first heard about this back on October 11th of 2022, and for some time I just was waiting and just wanting to know when this documentary was going to come out, because I had no idea when it was coming out. And it finally came out on October 24th of 2023. It came out, and I didn't watch it straight away because I was so busy, and it was a long documentary. It was like an hour and I think 5 or 4 minutes long. And so I didn't, and it was such a long documentary. But overall, it was really, really great to see and hear stories and just hear the sides of stories of what was going on. And I learned a lot from that documentary. So one of the things I learned about was from the documentary, and actually from a clip on YouTube, was actually learning about the original song for Hot Potato, which was originally Hot Tamale. And Anthony's brother John came up with that idea, and he played this awesome riff on the guitar. And I don't have the guitar with me, but I do, but it's in the garage, but it's missing a string. It's missing a string, so I can't really mimic it. But if you listen to Hot Potato, you'll probably know how that song. You'll probably know how the song goes. So I played the song, and I ended up. No, so they played the song, and they ended up liking it a lot. But kids in Australia probably wouldn't know what a hot tamale is. I know what a hot tamale is. If you don't know what a hot tamale is, Google it. You'll see what it is. And we kind of never knew the rest of the we never kind of really knew what were the actual, what were going to be the other ingredients to the song. Well, not really ingredients, but other foods. Because in the hot potato song, you have hot potato, you have cold spaghetti, then you have mashed bananas. So what could have been the other option? Well, I don't know. Maybe chips and salsa, maybe chips and guac. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know. So that was kind of maybe that could have been what was it going to be? I don't know, but. It would have probably something, hot tamale, chips and salsa, or chips and guac. I don't know. I guess that's kind of how it gone. I don't really know. So anyway, so I thought that was a fun fact to talk about, and I thought it was a real cool fact. Another interesting thing was learning about Paul Paddock becoming Captain Feathersword, and him still doing it to today, which is amazing. He's been doing this for such a long. He's been doing it since I think he took over. I think in maybe 1993. I can't remember when he took over. Maybe 1992. Anyway, I can't remember, but off the top of my head. But he's been doing it for a while, and I think I've heard the story of him. I think before of him talking about. Him joining in full time, and he took over because Anthony blew a hernia, maybe hernia blew or exploded. I don't know how hernias work. I don't know where hernias are, but they're somewhere in your body, and I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I learned about it, and that's when he took over, and he's been doing this since till today, and he's still doing it. Maybe if he watches it in the future, maybe he's retired or something. But as of right now in 2023, he's still going on. So yeah. So the other thing I did want to talk about was Anthony's depression. So Anthony suffered from depression. I think maybe back in it was in the 2000s, maybe 2006 to maybe up 20. Well, I don't really remember him talking about it, but I knew he did talk about it, and he did write a book about it called How He Got His Wiggle Back. And there's actually I haven't read the book, but I'm probably assuming the book is probably very great. And he talked about that in the documentary. It was actually really interesting to learn, and it was really cool to learn and listen about him suffering from depression. I will admit I do suffer from depression too. And if you suffer from depression, it's not. No, it's not that you suffer depression, but I'm glad that you're announcing it, that you do win, so that so other people know that you're not alone and you don't suffer. You're not alone. People around the world suffer from depression. So yeah, but I don't suffer from depression as much as I used to, but now I'm kind of better, and I get medications so I don't have depression anymore. So yeah, so that was really cool and interesting. So the next thing what I want to talk about was Greg's absence. His health started not declining, but slowly kind of going down. And he had this thing. It was back in 2006, and he kind of just wasn't feeling, himself, and he didn't really know what he had, and no one knew what he had, until about a couple of years later, where he released a video on YouTube, or actually no, a video I think maybe to social media at the time, before I took over, before I came on YouTube. It was a video between him and Sam, and the current guy who's taking over, which was Sam Moran. And him just taking over, saying, this is it. I'm retiring. No plans to coming back. And he said, I'm gonna hand over you. Let's give it to the new guy, Sam Moran. And what Greg had this thing. He had chronic, and it's an orthostatic something, which means, to shorten this up, which means, and some people explain the long way or say the full name, which it's shortness for chronic, which means when he sends up, blood isn't pumping enough. His heart isn't pumping enough blood around his body, and he still has it to today. It's with him forever, and it's not. To me, I don't have it. To me, it didn't seem too bad, but I don't think I remember him that he had it. I don't remember recalling me watching the video on him announcing he was leaving, or maybe know that he had chronic. I don't think I did remember watching or hearing about that, but when Sam did take over, I think I was kind of curious. I said, "Hey, where's Greg? Where is he? He's been, it's been a couple of years. It's been years since he hasn't been there." And so I guess as I got older and I kind of understood, and he said, he had this condition, and it was upsetting, for most fans, because he was there from the very beginning, from 1991 up until 2006. So in 2006, that's when his timeline as a legal cut off. Then we introduced Sam Moran, who took over from 2006 to 2011, or 2006 to 2012. That's when he took over as Yellow. And Sam did a great job. He did a fantastic job as Yellow from his timeline. And he did great. He did a great job, and I loved him. He was great. He is still around to today, doing his own things. He's still great. He's still a great guy. Still doing whatever he's doing. And it was really interesting. It was real cool to hear Sam's side of the story, because again, Sam has not been with the band since these time periods. But the fact that now he came back willing to do this documentary, I was so surprised. I didn't know if he was going to do it or not, because again, we haven't seen him for such a long time, and he hasn't gone he hasn't done like an OG tour with the guys, with Mari, Jeff, and Anthony. Around Australia, he hasn't done it, and I kind of want him to, because he was such a great guy, and he was great, and maybe in the future, maybe he will. I don't know if he will, but I think fans kind of do want him to go do a tour with Anthony, Mari, and Jeff. But again, it's his choice. If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't have to. But it's his choice, and I can't force him to do it. Even though I would like to force him to go do it, because we want him to, because he was such a great guy, because he did great from his timeline. So, and I thought it was really interesting, and it was really interesting for him to talk about it. So, talk about his time being there. So, and then after he left in 2000, after Sam left or his contract ended, not dumped. He wasn't dumped. They've said that in documentaries before that he was dumped. He wasn't dumped. His contract came up to an end, and they decided to let him go, and he left, and whatever to do was on thing, and Greg came back, and fans also blamed Anthony for Sam getting fired, and, but that was not the case at all. It was a group decision, is what I heard from the documentary, that it was a group decision if they wanted Greg to come back, and maybe Sam to step down. Now, could have Sam continued with being a dancer and being doing all that? Absolutely, he could have been. He decided, maybe not. Maybe he wanted to go do something else, and he's done something, and he's done whatever he needs, and he's been successful, and he's done everything he's wanted to do from being the Yellow Wiggle to being now from doing the solo things. And he's done great. He's done real great. So that was one thing I thought was real interesting to hear. So then, so now 2013 comes along, when we have the new guys coming on. We have Emma, Lockie, and Simon taking over, and I thought it was great. I remember watching the video of Mari, Jeff, and Greg announcing their retirements. Greg officially retiring. Filming was officially retiring, and I remember watching it, and I was just like, oh man, I was kind of sad, because they were broke through so many people's lives. Actually, no, I think I'm sorry, my mistake. They announced their retirement in 2012. And then in 2013, some of the new guys took over. So, and I didn't. That's when I started becoming older, and I kind of started distancing myself from the band. I think maybe around 2011 through 2012, I kind of just myself and the Wiggles, and I knew they were still around, and I still knew they were around. They were still doing what they were doing, and I still knew they were there. I just stopped watching their stuff. So, and then when I heard the guys were the OGs for 3 were retiring, I was kind of upset. I mean, I wasn't upset, but I was kind of bummed out. I was upset, yeah, but I wasn't like crying and stuff. But I understood what was going on. So, and then they had an OG. They had their celebration tour, which that lasted from the start of 2012, almost close to the end of 2013, and unfortunately, I missed out on them coming to the Civic Arts Plaza, which in Thousand Oaks. That I didn't know that they did a show there, and I think if I would have I knew about them retiring, but again, I was so young at the time and I just didn't process it. But I kind of looked back on this, and I kind of looked back to myself and I said, look, if I was able to know that they were being dead serious. I mean, I knew they were dead serious for retiring about the original 3, but if I would have gone to the show when I was younger. Of course, I would have gone. I would have gone to go support the last 3. But I didn't get the chance to, and I was kind of upset. And it was okay, but and it's gone. We're in 2023 now. And I was kind of bummed out, but I didn't get to go. But it's okay. But it's fun. And anyway, so it was fun. And I didn't get to go, but it's fine. Have I been to a Wiggles concert before? Yes, I think I have. I can't remember because again, this is back in 2000s. I think I've been to a Sam and maybe a Greg concert. I can't remember because again, it was so long ago. I know I went once with my grandparents, and I think maybe once my mom and grandmother. I can't remember. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So that was that. So in 2012, that was the end of the OG Wiggles, and then in 2013 we had our new guys with Emma, Lockie, and Simon, and Anthony still continuing doing this, you know what? I didn't watch him as much when I was because he was getting older, and I knew that they were still continuing on. It was still the same people. I mean, it was the same group, but just new faces. And I thought, hey, I watched them here and there. Maybe I listened to some, but as I continued getting much older, I kind of stopped. And I knew they were still going on, still doing their fun. And yes, again, I probably missed several shows of them coming to the United States, and I missed it, and I still missed it, and I still missed them back in maybe 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I still missed the tours. I mean, yes, of course I missed the tours, and I did. And it's fun because I was distancing myself from them because I was growing up. And so I remember, now that I'm much older and I'm still getting back to, and I'm still actually watching until today because I forgot how I came back again on them, but I still follow. I follow every single person who has done it, past and present. I follow Greg, Anthony, Murray, Jeff, Sam, Lockie, Emma, Simon, Sahai, Evie, John, and everyone that's up there. That's a Wiggle. I follow every one of them on Instagram. I will put that in the description. Once this is uploaded, so I will put that in the description. So that happened in 2013, and also in 2013, the new guys also received a lot of backlash, seeming because we don't like these guys. We miss the old guys. Why they have to switch out? But again, they had to because they're getting, they were getting the OG guys were getting a lot older now, and they are still, they're getting much older now. Anthony's still doing this too today. He's already, can you believe it, fucking 6 years old, and he's still doing this shit at 6 years old, and that's insane. I want him to retire so badly because he's been doing this since 1991 to today, which has been 2021 they celebrated 30 years, and I celebrated that with them. And it was so great to celebrate because again, it was 30 years ago, and he's still doing this too today. And I want Anthony to retire to go enjoy himself, enjoy the rest of just enjoy himself, because he's 60 now, and as you get older, your stuff starts to, your health, your health starts to decline. Yes, but you're still able to go, you're still able to go do stuff. But he's still great. He's 60, and Jeff is he's fucking 70, and he's still going out there, and he's done shows, and he still does it. And Greg was he's 51. And Murray's I think in his 50s. But Jeff is the oldest guy. He's 60. He's 70 years old and still doing this. He still does OG shows that they've done, and he still does it. So yeah. But that's interesting. But anyway, so no, Antius is doing this. I want him I do want him to retire because I want him to go ahead and enjoy his health and just go ahead and enjoy his life before death. But anyway, not talking about that right now. Anyway, but he's not going to die anytime soon. However, there have been rumors online on the internet where he's died, and I've heard about that, and they were not true at all. Anthony is not dead. Anthony is so much alive. And there was, and there was also one time where I said, when I asked Siri, I said, when did I learned about Jeff? I forgot what I asked him, but anyway, and he said Jeff died at the hospital he's born at, and I'm like, I didn't know that, but no one from the Wiggles is dead. None of the Wiggles are dead, except only for the guy who played Paul the Cook. He died. He committed suicide. That was like a long time ago, but anyway, that's a whole other story for another time. Anyway, so no one from the Wiggles is dead. Everyone is still alive, healthy, doing well. And so, so the whole Wiggles receiving, the new guys receiving backlash because, they're just, not just, because of just the, just because, they're like, we want the old guys back. It was 4 guys and now there's a girl in there. And they were kind of like, well, you know what? I don't know. So that was that. So then in 2013, they got and then 2013 still to today, they had a TV series. It was called Ready Steady Wiggle, and I watched it. I watched it once, and I've watched their current season 4. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I really, really don't like it, and I'll tell you why. So when they first started, maybe back in 2013 to 2014 to 2015, maybe. It was the same thing over and over again, and I thought I'm like, how do kids find this entertaining? I certainly don't find this entertaining. So, like, for example, one episode I can remember was like, they had like, for example, let's say Simon was like feeling, I don't know, maybe like kind of like depressed, and they had to call Dr. Feel Better, something like that, and that was like every episode, but like everyone else would like have to switch out, and it was so, I'm like, how do kids find this entertaining? I mean, they're young, they don't understand this, but they can't tell the difference, but I'm able to tell the difference, and I don't find the shit interesting at all. I didn't. And I watched it's like Ready Steady Wiggle 4 all night, and it was still the same. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. It was the repeating stuff. It was go visit either the Watertown Dancing Police or the Mystical Tree, and I'm like, I'm not doing that again. But when they were on, when I was a kid, most of the shit never ever repeated itself. I knew when something was happening. I can still tell now. But now when nowadays when it's kind of repeating itself, you kind of notice that it kind of got. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And will I ever watch Ready Steady Wiggle ever again? Never, because I can't. If they change it to something else where it's not repeating itself over and over again, then yes. So yeah. So then we have the OG. So then in 2020, when we had COVID hit us, there was the wildfires in Australia, which I think it was like in January. I think it's when it was. I can't remember. But anyway, but yes, everyone probably remembers the bushfire and the COVID happening in Australia. Yeah, I do remember hearing about the bushfire in Australia, and it was kind of horrible to see happen. Man, it was just so sad to see the fires in Australia and just almost everything. But now Australia is built back up, and they're still continuing on with their lives, and it was it was great. And so the Wiggles decided to do an OG show, and they did do it. And at the end of the show, we had Greg Page getting close to losing his life. He was close to dying. And he was on the stage, and they were going to get ready to wiggle, and they were having a great time. They were having such a great time. Greg goes behind, walks off the stage, and Marty, he's putting his guitar down and getting it all back on into its stand. And you just see him just collapse, just falls to the ground on stage. And Marty thought to himself, he said, he thought Greg might have overdone it. And they were all back. They were all trying to figure out, what was happening. No one knew what happened. And what happened is he ended up having, I think it was a heart attack, or I think that's what they said it was, he had a heart attack, or what was the thing he had? Hold on, it wasn't a heart attack. No, it was oh shit, what was that? What is that? What is it? It's not a heart attack. It was a shit. What is it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, a cardiac arrest. That's what he had. So luckily there was someone actually out in the audience who was a nurse. They got the defibrillator on him. They shocked him, brought him back to life. He woke up in the hospital, and he's still great. He's still feeling better, and yeah. So, and he's still great, and he's still great. And Greg Page is still up and alive and still doing well. So now I also have an opinion on how Greg Page collapsed. Well, so there was this is my opinion, and this is my theory. This is how I think what caused it. So if so, during the show in 2020, there was a song called they're written by Murray Cook called "I Love It When It Rains." So, of course, it's a great song. I've heard it before. It's such a great song. And in that song, there's a dance number where Anthony's daughter and another one of the dancers named Callum comes out with umbrellas to dance. So what I thought, and they were inside. So what I think happened is when he opened up the umbrella inside and they stood under it, because they were using it for a prop of a song. Well, that's what I thought. Maybe that's what happened, because he got bad luck because of the umbrella. Why did the other guys get bad luck? I don't know, but that's what I thought is kind of considered bad luck. You stand under umbrella, you kind of got. That's my opinion. He got bad luck, and that's what happened. So that's what happened. So that's what happened. So he collapsed then, and it was just horrible to see him collapse on stage, and I felt so bad, and I was like, wow, I was real upset, and I was upset, and I was grateful that he was okay, he's still alive, because but I was watching some scenes from the interviews that the other guys had, and they just were so upset. Anthony was upset because it was his friend from 1991 to today, and he almost lost his friend. And I just thought, wow, chance of losing your friend that you've known for so long, it just was probably one of the worst things that happened. So that happened, and Greg is still better, he's still doing well, and he does a lot now for his company, which is called Heart of the Nation. I'll put all links to everything in the description below after this is over. So then the next thing that they did was in 2020 was the song Elephant. Now, what a great song that is. If you haven't heard it, I'll put that in the description. It was a song by Tim Impala. It was real great. Great song, really great song. And then I think it was more towards the end of the year of 2021 or maybe 2020, they had this thing called the Triple J Hottest 100. And my opinion on this is that I've heard interviews, and the Wiggles said that they were so surprised that they won. And I kind of I sit there and I think to myself, I said, really? You're really surprised you won? I'm like, I'm not buying it. And why do I not buy it? Because I can go back and look at every single video that they have. They say, hey, go vote for the Wiggles, go vote for the Wiggles, go vote for the Wiggles, go vote. And in my opinion, I thought, well, they're kind of, my opinion, it's kind of, I felt like it was kind of a little bit of maybe a little bit of pressure on fans to go vote for them. But I wouldn't say, it was, yes, it was kind of constant, but the fact that they were surprised that they won, I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on. You really were pressuring everyone to go vote for you to become number one. Now, I'm not blaming them, but, I'm not blaming that should they have done that? No, should they have pressured everyone to go vote for them? Yes, but because they wanted to win, and I'm not blaming them. But it was my opinion that I think that they shouldn't have maybe gone again. I know they want to win, and I know everyone's done that, but the fact that the fact that they said they were surprised that they won, I'm like, come on. You literally pressured everyone to go vote for you, and they did. But again, it's not that big of a deal. I thought it was kind of a little bit of I thought it was kind of like kind of crazy, but. Anyway, so that was that. So then we have that. So then we have the Fruit Salad Wiggles joining in 2021. A lot of people were kind of upset because again it was either releasing a new characters, so they could bring like being gay, maybe being a part of the LGBTQ the LGBTQ IA element of P community joining in now, and it was a lot, and I thought it was a great idea, and if you want to, there's another video where I talked about two other people that we've had a battle between a certain character, but I'm not going to talk about that here. But having people from the XYZ community, LGBTQ XYZ community joining in, which is great. It's such a mouthful to say, so. So having some people from that community joining in and having they did receive some backlash, and I kind of was like, I understood, but I thought it was kind of cool. We kind of needed someone joining. So then we have Emma leaving, and she was there from she was a dancer from I think 2011, maybe 2010, maybe up to 2020 to 2022, where she decided to hang up her skin in her bow, and she retired from then, and she's fully retired. Now we have someone else joining us. Her name is Hi Hawkins, and she is real great. She's Ethiopian, so she's black. She's black. She's not white at all. She's black, like a normal black person am. I thought like, hey, it's real cool. I thought she was really good, and she's real good. She can dance a lot. She does real a lot of dancing, and she was such a great, and she's a real great. I think a great inspiration for other girls or other girls of color, to become, maybe from America or from Australia, you're from Ethiopia, but now you have a person of color wearing the yellow skivvy. It's great, and I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was also really interesting. Another thing I want to talk about is John Pierce becoming the hot mom wiggle. And yes, oh my God, if I heard so many interviews about this, and I watched it. I think this is back in 2022, more towards this year, and he got this guy. Yes, I will admit that he is hot and he's good looking. I'm not gay or anything, but the guy, yes, I will admit he is a good looking guy. So he became a big internet trend because he was so good looking, and all the moms really loved him. And don't get so. And let me tell you this. Yes, he's married, so don't even try to go after him. You can do whatever you want to him, but I don't want to know what you did. So I don't want to know what you think about if your mom up there and you watch this. I don't want to know what the hell you think about John Pierce, but I don't want to even hear it. So now we have Anthony's daughter now with us, and also another Wiggly Dan who's actually celebrating her 20 years of actually being with us. Her name is Katerina Mete, and she's been there for a long time as a dancer. Now she's the second Royal Wiggle alongside Simon, and it's great to have more people join. So that's a team of 8 now. It's eight Wiggles now. It's Sahai, Simon, Anthony, Lucky, Evie, Lucia, John, and Katerina. It's 8 of them. So I think, is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so this is probably 8. 8. So there's 8 Wiggles now. Anyway, okay, so now that there's 8 guys, and now there's 8 people in there, I think it's great. And it's been real great. Yeah, so, and then in 2022, and also in 2018, there was an OG, there were 2 OG reunion shows, but in 2022, it's when the OG guys got together and they went on around Australia to tour again together and do shows, which I thought was great. The Wiggles came into the U.S. this year for a short amount of time. I was kind of upset because I didn't get the chance to go see them, and I thought they were going to come to California because I haven't seen them in years, and I want to go to a concert. And yes, I'm going to go to I don't give a shit what you see in the comments. I will still go to a kids concert, yes, and I will still go to the adult concert if they do come here, because I'm going to, because it's 18 plus, and I'm going to go and have a great time, and because again, the Wiggles were my childhood. I remember watching them. I think in 2000, maybe 2005, 2006-ish, I watched them. Still to today, I'm still watching them. I'm not watching a lot of their programs, but I'm just listening to their old music and just listening to old songs I haven't heard to in a long time. Like, oh yeah, I remember the song, and it was this song. I love this song, and I love this song. So yeah. So and Anthony's daughter, Lucia, joining in, which is another great addition to the team. Having more people joining in, it's real great, and I think it's real nice that we're having 8 Wiggles now joining along, and there's a lot. So. Yeah, and it's great, so this pretty much is that. So this is everything that I wrote down. I just thought, hey, I want to talk about it. And anyway, so if you have yet to see the Wiggles Hot Potato documentary on Amazon Prime, I would definitely advise you to go watch it. If you're a fan of the Wiggles, if you're not, go watch it. You'll learn a lot of great things about these guys. And I learned a lot, and there was so much stuff that I didn't know about, and just becoming everything. And it was a really great documentary, and I really, really like it. And I advise any one of you to go watch it. Yes, I know it's going to be a long video, but there was just so much things I want to talk about. And I was kind of debating about doing this. Like, yeah, do I want to do this now? But I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. And so I did it. So I'm doing this now. So again, please go watch the Wiggles Hot Potato documentary online. You can definitely watch it. It's so great. I will put the majority of the information in the description below, and it'll be great. So you'll have to give me a minute to upload this to YouTube, and you'll learn a lot. So you'll learn a lot from me, from what I want to talk about. Or if you want to hear more other details of stories, go ahead and watch the Wiggles documentary on Amazon Prime. It's so great. You can get a free trial. I think maybe for up to 30 days, or maybe I'm not sure how long. But go watch it. It's such a great documentary. I really, really enjoyed it, and I feel like a lot of other people who are fans of the Wiggles like me will like it a lot, and they will learn a lot of interesting things that I didn't know about, and learn about more other things. Because again, this was a really, really great documentary. So please go watch it if you haven't already. Again, everything, I'll put a bunch of links in the description below. Once this is uploaded, and if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's a must see. It's really, really great. I've watched it Well, I've already watched it once and I loved it. Will I watch it again? Probably, but not right now. But anyway, so please, guys, go check out the new Wiggles documentary. This Hot Potato, The Story of the Wiggles, and please go watch it on Amazon Prime. And you go enjoy yourself, because you'll learn so much from it, and because I learned a lot from it, and you will learn a lot too. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and please go watch it on Amazon Prime. Go check out The Wiggles Hot Potato, Story of the Wiggles. See you next time. Bye.